Gurudevo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhyaanamulam Gurur Murti, Pujamulam Gurur Padam, Mantramulam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamulam Gurur Kripa. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahe Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev. Let's start first with the chanting and then we will go ahead. Today we'll chant from Shlok 20 to 26, Adhyaay 5. Vasudeva Sudam Devam Kansa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. Atha Panchamo Dhyaayaha. Na prahashyet priyam prapya no dvijet prapya chapriyam. Sthira buddhira sammudho brahmavid brahmani sthitaha. Bahya sparsheshva saktatma vindatyatmani yat sukham. Sa brahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Yehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkha yonaya evate. Adyantavanta kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha. Shaknoti haivaya sodum praksharira vimokshanat. Kama krododbhavam vegam sayukta sasukhi naraha. Yonta sukhotara rama tathantarjyotirevayaha. Sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhutodhigacchati. Labhante brahma nirvanam rishayakshina kalmashaha. Chinna dvaidhayatatmanaha sarvabhuta hite rataha kama krodha viyuktanam yatinam yatachetasam abhito brahma nirvanam vartate viditatmanam. Om Tat Sat. Welcome everyone to our, I think once or twice a month at least we are meeting for Bhagavad Gita. Welcome Genevieve, happy to see you once again here. We are on Adhyaay 5, chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita, Karma Sannyas Yoga. So if you remember, when we started the Bhagavad Gita, the very first Adhyaay and the very first Shloka of the first Adhyaay, Dhritarashtra starts the Uvacha, and you can open the first Shloka and chant it with me. Dharma kshetre kurukshetre samaveta yuyutsavaha mamaka pandavaschaiva kima kurvata Sanjaya. Sanjay gathered on the holy land of Kurukshetra, eager to fight. What did my sons and the sons of Pandu do? This is how the Bhagavad Gita has opened. And this is also what we need to check. What are we doing? Are we the sons of Pandu or are we the sons of Dhritarashtra? So what is this holy land of Kurukshetra? Kurukshetra, you know, was the name of the battlefield. So this holy land of Kurukshetra is nothing but the battlefield which is in our own mind. Continuously we are fighting a battle within our own minds between dharma and adharma. What are we doing? Are we doing what we should be doing, or are we doing things that we feel comfortable doing? Who are these two armies in our battlefield in our mind? Who are the Pandavas and who are the Kauravas? All our positive qualities, our sadguns, positive qualities, positive tendencies, they are all our own Pandus. And our negative qualities, our avguns, they are the Kauravas. And continuously, it should be that we are fighting the battle. If we are not fighting any battle in our mind, then there are only two options for that. One is, we know exactly what we are supposed to be doing, we are following our dharma, we are on the side of Pandavas and there is no battle, which is the ideal situation to be there. But if we are confused, if we don't know still whether we should follow this path or that path, take this action or that action, are we doing the right thing? Do we have any doubts? Then we are still harboring the army of the Kauravas in our mind. So both scenarios could be there, either, or third scenario, no battle, completely we are following Kauravas only. So either we'll be only following the negative tendencies in our mind without thinking there could be an option for dharma, or we are spontaneously following dharma without any confusion, without any doubt, or we are in samshay, we are in duvidha, we are in doubt, we are in confusion. What is the right thing for me to do in many situations in my life? So these two armies are there in everyone's mind. Who will win? Who is going to win? The Pandavas or the Kauravas? What? The one who is stronger. Obviously, the one who is stronger. Are my positive qualities stronger than my negative qualities? Are my negative qualities stronger than my positive qualities? In other words, what are you strengthening? Because how will they become strong? How will your positive qualities become strong? By themselves, they cannot become strong. So who are you strengthening? Are you reinforcing your positive qualities, or are you reinforcing your negative qualities? Or are you simply not reinforcing anything? You are simply allowing the negative qualities to get strengthened. So these are the things we need to think about, and that is where Bhagavad Gita comes in to tell us what is the right path that we need to follow. So, on what basis will I make my choice of what I should do? On what basis? So the basis is obviously what is the goal I have fixed for my life. If I haven't got a goal, then what will happen? I will just be floating through life. I will be drifting. I will be doing whatever is easy to do in any situation, whatever is comfortable to do. But if I have a goal, then I know where I need to reach, and whether this action that I want to take, or this lifestyle that I'm leading, or this choice which has to be made, is it taking me towards that goal which I have only set for myself, or is it taking me away from that goal? So we have goals for many things in our life. We have goals for fitness, right? We are doing a lot of work on fitness now. We have goals for careers. We have goals for relationships. We have goals for just about everything. But spiritual goal should also be there. Where is my life goal? Where do I want to be at the end of my life? Why am I here? What's the purpose of my life? Is it just to have some financial, economic goal? Then you achieve it. Okay, at the end of your life. Then you leave it all behind and go. Relationship goal. Okay, you achieve it. Then what? After some time, that also. So what is going to take me further? Not only in this life, but even in the life after death. So therefore, it's very, very important if somebody has not made a life goal, a spiritual goal, then that is the very first thing you need to fix. Not only fix the goal, I mean by now you all should have made that goal, but you should have some nishtha in that goal. What is nishtha? Conviction. That this is what I need to do, come what may. If you have that nishtha, come what may, this is what I want to achieve in this lifetime, I'm telling you, only then you will achieve it. Because there are so many distractions in sansar that you'll easily get seduced, I'll say. You'll easily get seduced away from your goal. So, if you don't have a goal, then basically we are living our life from crisis to crisis, problem to problem. Okay, this problem has occurred in my life. Okay, let me solve it. Whatever, I'll solve it. Then you'll be complacent, problem solved, till the next problem comes. Then again something last minute you'll think of some solution. Then again you'll become complacent. Not like that. So what all should I be doing? If I have a life goal, if I have a spiritual goal, then I know that within this lifetime, what do I have to do? I need to have a foolproof technique. And that is exactly what the Bhagavad Gita gives us. We have enemies within us. You know, Kaurava enemy is there. So there are 6 enemies. What are they? You can tell me. Okay. Kam, desire. Krodh, anger. Lobh, greed. Moha, attachment, delusion. Mad, pride. Matsarya, jealousy. All the enemies can be fixed into these 6 main enemies which detract us from our life goal. What else will this Bhagavad Gita teach us? Of course, how to fight these 6. What else? How to overcome the karmas that we have got in this lifetime. We have come into life with certain prarabdha, certain karmas which were mature for picking. Not only these karmas, but what about the whole bank balance of karmas, sanchit karma? That also can be eradicated once and for all. And of course, the prime reason for taking birth again and again, our deeply rooted vasanas, which are there in our subconscious mind, which probably we are not even aware of. So this is the importance of this beautiful text, Bhagavad Gita. We have been going on and on with Bhagavad Gita. What? How many years? More than a decade. For sure, more than a decade. But you know that even after 1 decade, we are still working on removing all these enemies and vasanas and karmas and all. What is the reason for that? Is it just time? Is it just that you need more time to eradicate them? What do you say? It's very deep rooted. So what? You need more time? Guys, if you think I need more time, forget it. Even 10 more lifetimes will not be enough. It is not about time. If you have, see, there's one thing, if you have the time and the inclination. So it's not enough to have time, it's not enough to have inclination. You need conviction. You need conviction. If you think I need more time, forget it. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Even 10 more lifetimes, even 15 more lifetimes, even 25 more lifetimes. 25 lakh times also. So don't think about I need more time. If you are ready, if your goal is important for you, if your goal has value for you, more value than what your current life is, if that value should be there. A value has a value only if its value is valued. Right? You're not valuing the value of the spiritual goal. You're not valuing it. You're valuing more your job. Your relationships have more value. Going to a dinner party has more value for you. Going for a vacation has more value for you. It's okay. It's an individual choice. And you can go ahead with that. But if you want to reach your ultimate life purpose for which you have been born as a human being, then you need to think about it more closely, evaluate where you stand and why is it that sansar has got so much more value for you than eternal bliss. What is moksha? Eradication of dukh. You all want sukh, then you have to deal with dukh. But if you don't want dukh, then you have to be able to give up material sukh. If you are ready to give up material sukh, you will also give up material dukh. And you will rise above sukh and dukh to experience what is eternal bliss, anand. Okay? So we have reached almost the end of the 5th Adhyaay, and up till now Bhagwan Krishna has been giving Arjun a lot of techniques to do all those things of defeating the Kaurava army. We have talked about karma, we have talked about vasana, we have talked about avguns, we have talked about 6 enemies, and he is now preparing us for the 6th Adhyaay. So Bhagwan always does this. At the end of the chapter, he always gives a little trailer of the next chapter. That is going to happen next time. But this time we are going to talk about the conclusion of Karma Yoga, which has been going on for the last 5 Adhyays. So today I am going to start with Shlok number 23. So let's chant it once again. Rishi, would you like to have a book from here? Okay. Shlok 23. Shaknoti haivaya sodhum Praksharira vimokshanat Kama krododbhavam vegam Sayukta sa sukhi naraha. He alone who is able to withstand in this very life, before casting off this body, the urges of lust and anger, is a yogi, and he alone is a happy man. Take the meanings first, then we will discuss the shloka. Ya shaknoti, he alone who is able to. He alone who is able to. Sodhum, withstand, bear, tolerate. Ihaiva, in this very life. Next door. Prak, before. Prak, before. Sharira vimokshanat, casting of this body. So up till here, he alone who is able to withstand in this very life before casting of the body, withstand what? Kama krodod bhavam vegam, the impulse that is the source of anger and desire. Kama is, desire. Krodha is anger. Vegam is impulse. Udbhavam is the source. So the one who can overcome this impulse of Kama and Krodh, Sa Nara, that person, what is that person? Yukta, a yogi. And Sukhi, happy. Okay, so you know that first 5 Adhyays were mostly to do with purification of the Antakaran, right? So, what is the biggest enemy because of which we are not able to see our divine self? Who we truly are is Atma. But right now, all we can experience ourselves is as body. So, why is it that we are not able to see ourselves as Atma? What is that biggest obstacle? Bhagwan is giving us that clue here. The impulse that is the source of lust and anger. Kama krododbhavam vegam. The impulse which is coming from within us. Lust or desire and krodha, anger. Now if you remember Adhyaay 3, third, and every evening we are chanting the 3rd chapter. In Shlok number 36, Arjun asked Bhagwan Krishna, what is it that prompts, impels man to commit sin? Yeah, do you remember? We are doing it every evening, okay? As though it is driven by force. What is that impulse that is making us, all humans, commit sin? And this is a beautiful verse. The very next verse, 37, Bhagwan says, Kama esha Krodha esha rajo guna samudbhava mahashano mahapapama vidyena miha vairinam. It is desire and anger which is making that impulse rise from within us, and that is a rajasic impulse. The desire and anger, both are one and the same, by the way. Desire and anger is an impulse which is rising from within us. It is part of our rajasic guna, and that is propelling us, impelling us, pushing us to commit sin. To commit sin. Sin means what? Adharma. That which is not prescribed. That's all. So these are the two. Now, vegam. Vegam, you see, part of that word is an impulse. So what is that impulse which makes me desire things? So we want to re-experience a pleasure that we had experienced before. Now if you have experienced great pleasure, let's say in eating one chocolate cake, or you experience a great pleasure driving a car, or whatever is the thing that drives you, and you want to re-experience that, then that desire will rise inside you. Or it's a craving. You remembered that, oh, last time I went to this mall and I ate this whatever dish you ate and it was too good. I need to go back and have that. Or I had this drink, or I met this person. Oh, I felt so good. I went on a date and I felt so good with that person. Now I want to go back to that person. I want to meet that person. Then the desire will arise from inside. So that is what makes that impulse rise within you. It's a craving. It's a craving. And that craving comes from a trigger which is probably in front of you, even as a memory, or coming from within you from some old experience. So this, what is wrong with that? Why should it be such a big enemy? Why should it be like I need to overcome this desire? Why is Bhagavan saying that this impulse, this vegam of calm is my biggest enemy? What is the reason for that? And that comes in the very next shloka. Arjun asks, what is the impulse? Bhagavan says it is kama esha, krodha esha. And then he gives the danger of this desire. Desires stay embedded deep within our subconscious mind, which we call sanskar. And some desires are very easy to overcome if you really want to overcome them. Some are more difficult, and some are so deeply embedded that you take them from lifetime to lifetime. You have not overcome them, then it will go on from this lifetime to the next lifetime. And my dears, that is the only reason why you take birth again and again. It is the only reason. Vasana is the seed. It's the seed from which the new life will grow. So in Shlok 38 of Adhyaay 3, Bhagavan has described three kinds of desires. So the sattvic desire, which is easily overcome, is like smoke which covers fire. If there is a havan, let's say, there is a fire burning in the havan ka kund, and there is smoke. So you difficult to see the fire in the kund. But if you blow on it hard enough, the smoke will dispel and you will be able to see the fire within. This fire is what? Our knowledge, our atma, our self. A sattvic desire is such that if you really want to see yourself, blow a little, that desire will just get cleared out and you'll be able to see yourself. Sattvic desire. But some desires are rajasic. And Bhagavan describes a rajasic desire to a mirror which is covered with dust and handprints and stains and dirt. So to clear that, if you want to see yourself in the mirror, you will not be able to see with so many stains and dust. You will have to use some elbow grease. You will have to use some effort then you have to polish it a little bit, you'll have to clean it a little bit, you'll need some stamina, you'll need some staying power till the whole thing, some call-in, something you'll have to put, some japa, some sadhana has to be put, then it gets clear and you'll be able to see yourself in the mirror. So a rajasic desire requires more effort to clear out from your antakaran. Then what will you see? You will see the reflection of your own inner self in that mirror of your buddhi. And then some desires. Bhagavan says are tamasic. And he compares a tamasic desire to the fetus in a womb. Now the fetus in a womb is almost impossible to see until, of course, don't forget this was written so many centuries ago. Now they did not have CT scan and MRI. Now you can probably see it. But think of it at that time when the comparison was made. 9 months compared to blowing. 9 months compared to scrubbing a mirror. A long time. Trying to say that it takes a very long time to remove a tamasic desire. Also, everybody knows, not everybody, ladies know, that or mothers know, that to push that fetus or full-grown baby out of their body is a laborious task. That's why it's called labor. So, getting rid of a tamasic desire is painful. Getting rid of a tamasic desire is uncomfortable because it is so ingrained in you that it is impossible without much effort to push it out of our system. And it takes a very, very long time. And because of that, remaining inside us, this tamasic desire which has got so deeply ingrained, you are getting birth again and again and again. And if you are getting birth again and again and again, no problem. If you want to come again and again, nobody is forcing you to have moksha. But if you want moksha, if you want to be in eternal bliss, then you need to eradicate this greatest enemy called kama, desire. Okay? So then we come to krodh. Krodh is anger. Nothing different from kama. Is just on the continuum. You have desire. If it is not fulfilled, anger. It is just the flip side of the coin of kama. Kama and krodh go together. You cannot have krodh if you don't have kama. Anger is only there because a desire is not being fulfilled. That's it. Okay? So it's a repulsion that you have for the situation. It's a repulsion that you have for a person, for an object, which makes the anger appear. And both these, anger and desire, are impulses. They are not thought of rational, thought through processes of the mind. They are impulses. They automatically rise. We call them vritti. Vritti means it's a thought modification which automatically arises from within us. It is not a logical explanation for it. It simply spontaneously comes out when you are in that situation. And it also has effect on your physical body, by the way. So some research was done when desire attacks us, and I say attack because it's an enemy. So desire comes, you'll get goosebumps. You will feel, goosebumps. This is one very technical word for it, horripilation. Hair stands on edge, face gets flushed. And anger, there also the body trembles, the eyes become red, and you start biting your lips. These are also physically, we are not aware of them, but this happens. So the person who has been able to withstand sodhum, the person who has been able to withstand these two vrittis, these two impulses of anger and calm, Bhagavan says they are sayukta Sa Sukhi Naraha. They are Sukhi, they are happy people, and they are Yukta, they can connect with the divine. They are connected with the divine. So who is a happy person? What is the sign of a happy person? All of us want to be happy. The thing is, we are happy when something external is available and we internalize that, we attain that external thing and we feel happy inside. Clear? But this kind of person who has overcome Kam and Krodh, he is happy internally and he expresses that happiness outside. You see the difference? In a normal, I don't say normal, abnormal. In one who has not mastered Kam and Krodh, the direction of happiness comes from outside and goes inside. But the Yukta person, the connected person, the one who has overcome Kam and Krodh, he is happy inside and he is expressing his happiness outside. Is it understood? So he has mastered Kam and Krodh with what? Vivek, Vairagya, Titiksha, all these sadhanas which we do are useful for overcoming our Kam and Krodh. Why is it that we cannot do it? Is it so difficult? Why? We have understood everything. We have heard this hundreds of times. So once example I read of Swami Chinmayananda. He said that somebody found an old violin which belonged to his grandfather in a house, somewhere in an attic or whatever. And it was dusty, it had obviously not been used for so many years. Now, if that person had tried to play that violin, those strings also would have snapped. There would be no music possible because there is no tuning, there is no cleaning. So our antakaran is just like that old violin which has not been used, which has not been cleaned, which has not been tuned. We also need to give it to one tuner. That tuner is satsang. Satsang is the tuner. When you come to satsang, your old strings of your violin, your buddhi, which has become rusted, which has become, I don't know what.
Sagging.
Huh? Sagging? Yeah, probably. If I push it too hard, it will break also. The strings need to be restrung, and that is what satsang does. That is what satsang does. If I push too hard, I will give up. If I push, don't tune at all, you will remain like that, unharmonious. So to get harmony to come out of your buddhi, slowly, 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 first clean the cobwebs. What cobwebs? Old memories. All stuff which you'll collect for I don't know how many centuries. Go on, collect it. Why you collect all these bad memories? You enjoy thinking of all the bad things that happened to you. Throw it away, na? And that is how you will be able to tune your antakaran. Huh? Okay, so how to tune? What is the method of tuning? The word is sodhum. See that word over there? Sodhum. Simply don't give in to the impulse. Simply don't give in. Withstand. Withstand means don't give in. If a desire arises, immediately Zomato. Why? If a desire arises, simply one phone call, hey, let's go here, let's do this, whatever, I don't know what all you all do. Don't give in. Pause. You have a pause button. Put the pause button, okay? Anger arises, give it. Feel so good, let it out, vent it out. No, pause. Anger comes, pause. Desire comes, pause. Think. What? Think what? What's my goal? What's my goal? Think. What's my goal? Then you will need some titiksha. Titiksha is forbearance. The ability to not give in to that anger. The ability to not give in to that desire. I really feel like it's a rough day today. I should have some chocolate. Okay. I don't really need the chocolate. Let me go for a walk instead. Let me go have a shower instead. Let me listen to music instead. Let me play with my child. Let me play with a pet. Anything but chocolate. Anything. Do something. Sublimate it. If somebody gives you one gali, somebody says something untoward towards you, what do you feel like doing? Saying a better one back. Better one. I will show you. You call me whatever, donkey monkey. I'll call you hippopotamus. I'll call you something worse. You don't have to. I mean, are you just an impulsive animal? Animals use impulse, not humans. Humans have buddhi. You have a pause button. Use the pause button. How long will you be able to have to do this? How long? Till it spontaneously, the pause button works. Spontaneous. You don't have to press the pause button. Okay? And that is why Bhagavan says, Prak Sharira Vimokshanat. Till the body is dropped. Till the body is dropped. Because vasanas, anger, they are overcome. But they can remain dormant within you. And we have heard of umpteen stories of rishis, great meditators, munis, who have done so much sadhana, but at the last minute, they have fallen to kamna, right? So, till the body drops, you cannot stop it. And my dears, this is your sadhana for this month, for this fortnight. You can write it down if you want. When desire or anger arises, 6 steps you have to take. How I'm breaking it down for you. First step, pause. Second step, think of your goal. Obviously, it means you have a goal. Third step, use your vivek. Vivek means your ability to discern between right and wrong. Then you'll know that the desire and the anger is not the right one. So drop it. Simple, drop it. It's always easier to drop than to hold. Fifth step, you will need titiksha. Titiksha is forbearance. Find something to make it last. And then sublimate it by saying your mantra, or just start a workout, go for a walk, listen to music, dance, do pranayam, play with your child, play with your pet if you have one. Do something, divert it, divert the mind from the kam or from the krodh. I'm giving you this sadhana before I finish the rest of the shlokas. Okay, so in this shlok, danger of kam and krodh and the necessity to withstand them. Let's go to 24. Yonta sukhontara rama tathantar jyotirevayaha sa yogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto digacchati. He who is happy within himself enjoys within himself the delight of the soul, and even so is illumined by the inner light of the soul. Such a yogi, identified with Brahma, attains Brahma, who is all peace. Very nice. 2 shlokas are coming up. This one and 25. We are getting the lakshans of the Sukhi and the Yukta person, the one who has overcome Kam and Krodh. If we want to overcome Kam and Krodh, we need to know what is the use. So much work I have to do, pause the button and use my Vivek, and then I have to do Titiksha, and then I have to go for a walk or play with my pet. Why should I do all those things? So the benefit of all that is giving to you now. This is how you will be if you can give up these two enemies, Kam and Krodh. Take the meanings. Yonta Sukha, he who is happy within himself. Antararam, enjoys within himself the delight of the soul. Antar Jyoti Reva is illumined by the inner light. Sa yogi, such a yogi, Brahma Bhuta, identified with Brahma, Adhigacchati, attains, Brahma Nirvanam, liberation. So what's the fruit of all this work? Brahma Nirvanam, liberation. So here in this shlok, 4 lakshans or 4 markers are being given to us of a characteristic of one who has attained self-realization. You can take it as a description of one who has attained self-liberation, or you can also take it as markers for your own growth. Where have I reached? Have I reached a place where I'm happy within myself? Am I delighting with the happiness of the soul? Am I illumined by the inner light? Where have I reached? So both ways you can take it. Milestones for your own growth, or ability to recognize one who has attained liberation. So 4 lakshans are there. Anta Sukha, happy within himself. Antar Aram, enjoying delight of the soul. Antar Jyoti, illumined by the inner light. And Brahma Bhuta, identified with Brahma. We'll go, don't worry, I will go one by one. Don't worry. Let's take the first one. Anta Sukha, happy within himself. Antar meaning internal, Sukh is happiness. So the words are quite easy to make out. So before we are on the spiritual journey, most of us are happy for external reasons, right? Something goes in our way, we feel happy. Somebody gives us something we like, we are happy. If our desires are met, we are happy. If our wishes are fulfilled, we are happy. If someone obeys us, we are happy. If someone does something that is kind towards us, we are happy. If we get what is priya for us, we are happy, right? All these you automatically have recognized that. And because of that, we are continuously rushing around in the external world looking for sources of happiness. And we are comfortable when we get the source of happiness that presses our buttons. And when we get that input, we feel complete for a while. And then it is short-lived. So we have to keep looking for that sukh again and again. And it is different for different people. For some it is food. For some it is a drink. For some it is drugs. For some it may be sex. For some it may be fame, power. For some it may be a career goal. For some it may be money. For some people it could be just recognition in society. When we get that thing, it presses our button and we feel happy, but for a while. It is short-lived. After some time, the effect of that external source of happiness finishes. Then we need a booster shot. That is why again and again we look for sukh in the material world. Because material world, everything is temporary, na? So in a temporary place, if you are looking for permanent happiness, it is not possible. A temporary place can only give you temporary happiness. So you are looking only in the wrong direction. And for all that, we are endlessly rushing around, endlessly rushing in sansar. Sometimes don't you all ever wonder? I'm just rushing every day, rushing. Yeah.
Can I ask?
Yeah, go ahead.
We are living in sansar. We just given that example of recognition. If you get that recognition for say 1 day or 2 days or whatever, and you want it again, but if you're sthita prajna from inside, and you don't care if I get it after 2 days, it's fine. If I don't get it after 2 days, it's fine. So then, that recognition, you're not actually running after it.
But that's if you are sthita prajna, no?
Yeah, but
That means you have overcome kama and krodh. We are talking about those who have not overcome kama and krodh. We are talking about those, if you are sthita prajna, that means you are a realized person. You will not be caring for fame or recognition or anything. So we are talking about those who have not yet realized themselves. For them, the recognition will be important. The fame will be important. The drug will be important. The drink will be important. The food will be important. The sex will be important. The love that you are searching for will be important. But it will be short-lived. And after it's attained, it will wane away. After some time, you will want it again and again. The idea is to reach sthita prajna state where you don't need it. Not even that you don't need it even the second time, you don't need it even in the first time. So, the one who has attained that knowledge, which knowledge? Aham Brahmasmi. When you have reached the state of Aham Brahmasmi, no external Vishay can give you the happiness, Sukha, because you have attained bliss, you have attained Anand. So you will not be rushing around endlessly in sansar. So that comes to the second lakshan, Antar Aram. Since you are not rushing around outside, you are enjoying what you already have attained inside. It makes logical sense. I'm not looking for anything outside because I already have that happiness within me. Now when you attain something outside, maybe you got an award, maybe you got your button was pushed for fame, you got some recognition, you got this, you got that, you want to celebrate it. We do that, we do celebrate, we won something, we attained something, we celebrate it. So the way we celebrate an external happiness is how would you celebrate? You all give me some ideas. How would you celebrate something you have got, some award, some happiness, some vishay you loved, maybe one new car, maybe one cake, maybe one medal. How would you celebrate? Tell me. Party, right? What else? Huh? Family get together, Facebook, Twitter, everything. Everything you will celebrate, call people over, family, party, let's have a drink, let's do this, let's do that. You celebrate that. Any external happiness which comes, you celebrate it externally, right? But this bliss which you have attained inside, the sthita prajna, the one who has attained self-knowledge, he has attained Anand within himself. His celebration is very different. This celebration inside is an internal celebration called Antar Aram. See the word, break it up. Antar Aram. Antar, inner, Aram. Aram means what? Rest. He can rest in his happiness. He no longer has to run around for happiness. He no longer has to, host a party and put anything on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and put his picture up. He is rested inside. He is established in Anand. It's an Antar Aram. See the word. So it's opposite. He doesn't need to do anything anymore because he's complete. Completion. He feels totally complete. He doesn't need anything more from the world. He is simply reveling, basking in that inner Aram. Can imagine the amount of energy we spend celebrating our external victories, which are short-lived, and our internal victories are there just to give us Aram. It's a place where you can literally put your feet up and let your hair down, because you really don't need to do anything more. You don't need to share it with the world. You don't need to prove it to anyone. You don't need to let everyone, you don't need to blow any trumpets and have a drum roll. You are so complete inside that you are feeling totally at peace. So Antar Sukh leads to Antar Aram. Then the third lakshan of a Sthita Prajna, or a third lakshan of one who is Sukhi and Yukta, is illumined by the inner light. Antar Jyoti. Again, Antar internal, Jyoti means light. Now we all know light destroys darkness. Okay? Darkness in spiritual language always means ignorance, not lack of education. Ignorance means, spiritual ignorance means, I don't know who I am. I think I am a human being, but actually I am a spiritual being. I am Atma. And that ignorance I have because I haven't yet had a direct experience of my own Atma. So darkness is that spiritual ignorance, and light is the aparoksh anubhuti, the direct experience of my own Atma. And the yogi is the one who has attained that ultimate knowledge. Aham Brahmasmi. Not through books, not through pravachans, not through videos, not through satsangs, a direct spontaneous experience of his own divinity. So when this knowledge is revealed, it is very spontaneously revealed. And it happens by itself when your level of antakaran's purity has been reached. It will happen spontaneously. You can do nothing to predict it. It will happen whenever it is meant to happen. And this knowledge is internal. It has nothing to do with the knowledge of the world. It cannot even be shared with anyone. It cannot be described. It cannot be written about, because there are no words to describe that feeling of aparoksh anubhuti, direct experience of the divine. And it's called a light because, if you are driving on a dark night, let's say, and it's a foggy kind of weather, you'll probably not be able to see even 6 feet in front of you. So you need to have a very powerful light to be able to see if there's even a car in front. You'd probably need something like a defogger also. So this aparoksh anubhuti is that kind of defogger, strong light, which clears up the mist, which clears up the fog, which is ignorance, and allows you to see right within yourself, Aham Brahmasmi. How will it happen? Simply do the sadhanas and allow it to happen. You simply have to allow it to happen. There is no prediction for that. And when all this happens, antar sukha, you are not looking outside for sukh. Antar aram, you are relaxed in your own knowledge. You have put on your defogging light, you have put on your powerful headlights, you are able to see clearly, then you will have Brahma Bhuta, identified with Brahma. Logical, very logical. Before this light comes on, you have identified yourself with BMI. You have identified yourself with I am this body, I am my thoughts, I am my intellect, I am what I believe in, I am an Indian, I am a Democrat, I am a liberal, I am a this, I am a that. So many concepts we have about ourselves before. But once you have experienced Aham Brahmasmi, then all these external labels, external categories, all simply fall apart. Spontaneously you realize, I am that. That's it. I am that. And everyone else is also that. That is the most important thing. If you are stuck in that thought, I am divine, and everyone else is a fool, then you are the biggest fool, because you have not attained anything. But when you see that Aham Brahmasmi and Tattvamasi, you are also that, then know that you have reached the destination. So no amount of theoretical knowledge can give this Brahma Bhut, identifying with Brahma. You have to just, as I always say, you are a slab of marble. The sculpture of Brahma, sculpture of Bhagwan is inside that slab of marble. All you have to do is chip off the extra parts and Brahma shape reveals himself in that slab. You did not have to create anything to bring that. Like you have a Bhagwan here made of marble. All of them were just slabs of marble. The sculptor had to only remove the extra parts and the Bhagwan revealed himself, right? So all the extra parts are your Kam, Krodh, Lobh, Moh, Mad, Matsarya, Rag, Dvesh, Ahankar. Remove. What are you waiting for? All Bhagwans are sitting here and you have covered yourself with all these ridiculous enemies, right? I can't remove it for you. You have to remove it yourself. You are your own sculptor. You are your own sculptor. That's it. So you remove that, you will easily drop this identification with Deha, body, and you'll see yourself. You'll get darshan of your own Bhagwan, your own divinity. Okay? Alright. Then what will happen? Then do you have to do japa to remind yourself Aham Brahmasmi? Do you have to do any sadhana to attain anything? No, the minute you see yourself as Brahma, they say you become Brahma. You become Brahma. Brahmavit Brahmeva Bhavati. The knower of Brahma becomes Brahma. Does a mother have to do jap every day? I'm a mother, I'm a mother, I'm a mother, I'm a mother. No. You know. You just say, I'm a man, huh? I'm a man. Nowadays I don't know. That's a different story. That's a different story. There is so much confusion over there. My God, I don't know where that is going. But anyway, we don't go there. When you realize Aham Brahmasmi, you become Brahma, means you become Jivan Mukta. In this body, in this life, in this state in which you are living, you are already Mukta, free. When the body drops, means at the time of death, you merge. See, the body is made up of Panchabhut. Space, air, water, fire, earth. All these Panchabhut elements will merge with the space, will merge with space, air will merge with air, fire will merge with fire, water will merge with water, earth will merge with earth. Subtle body and Karan body simply dissolve, ego simply dissolves and becomes Brahma. Simple. That is called Videha Mukta. So while you are in the body, you are called Jivan Mukta. At the time of death, you become Videha Mukta. You are completely free, never to come back into a human state again. Okay? So, then once before, let's say, spiritually ignorant person, he is going to feel, I am the body. Then with little spiritual education, I call it, little spiritual education, you realize I am more than the body. Okay, she said we are Atma, so it must be true. I read it in the book also, I saw one video also. I am not only body, I am also Atma, but it's a theoretical knowledge. Then, when you become Jivan Mukt, you actually experience yourself as Atma. And you experience everybody else also as Atma. Not just Nam and Roop. Not just name and form. Okay, so far, 4 characteristics. This is also for you to see your own self. Where is my happiness coming from? Inside or outside? Am I still running around endlessly looking for happiness? Is my knowledge outside knowledge or inner knowledge? And have I actually identified with Brahma, or am I still identifying myself with body? So both ways you can take it as where you need to reach and what a yogi or a yukt or a sukha person feels. Let's go ahead with 4 more lakshans, okay? This is all very important for you because we are coming to the end of the 5th Adhyaay, where purification of the body is going to, purification of Antakaran is going to be attained, and you'll be then able to sit in meditation. So number 25. Chant with me. Labhante Brahma Nirvanam Rishaya Kshina Kalmashaha Chinna Dvaidhayatatmana Sarvabhuta Hiterataha. The seers whose sins have been purged, whose doubts have been dispelled by knowledge, whose disciplined mind is firmly established in God, and who are devoted to the welfare of all beings, attain Brahma, who is all peace. Take the meanings. Rishya, seers. You know the word Rishi, right? So Rishi is a seer, the one who has seen not just the future but has seen his own self. Kshina Kalmasha, sins have been purged. Chinna Dvaidha, doubts have been dispelled. Yatatmana, organs are under control, disciplined mind. Mind is disciplined. Sarva Bhuta Hiterataha, engaged in doing good for all beings. Labhante, attains. Brahma Nirvanam, liberation. Four more lakshans. 4 we already did. Now, 5th one. Kshina Kalmashaha. Kshina kalmashaha means all his sins have been removed. All his impurities have been removed. Why do people sin? Why will somebody sin?
Because it's driven by desire.
Yeah. To experience sukh. Will anyone sin to experience dukh? Why would they sin to experience dukh? Why would anyone want dukh? You sin because you are driven by a desire and you want to experience that sukh. Therefore you sin. Sin means what? Do something that is not in your highest interest. That's all. Not some 10 commandments and all that. Whatever is taking you away from your highest goal, that is your sin. You are sinning against yourself. You are not sinning against anyone else. So, how do we know? Suppose your highest goal is moksha. We are talking about that. Brahma Nirvanam means moksha. Suppose your goal is moksha. Then what would be your sin? Identifying with BMI and running after making the BMI sukhi. That would be your sin. Because you are going against what you only want for yourself, right? So, if a person has already discovered happiness within, that person has already feeling the aram of that happiness within. Will he need to do any nishedh karma? Will he need to do any prohibited action? Looking for some sort of sukh from some temporary vishay? He would not. He would not. So it automatically flows from some person who has got antar sukh will automatically not do anything which is sinful, which is nishedh. What else could be a sin? What else could be a sin? Your karmas, your pap karmas, things which you have done earlier before you have attained liberation. You have lived many lives, and in each lifetime you have done some pap karma. Why have we come back to earth? Because some of our karmas are pap karmas and some of our karmas are punya karmas. That which has mishrit karma, mixed karma of pap and punya, they come back on earth, right? So all of us have some pap karma, all of us have some punya karma. So that pap karma is also part of the sin, okay? When a person has attained knowledge of his highest self, his entire balance of sanchit karma is completely cleared out. It's like someone has gone into your bank account and simply made it bankrupt. Yeah. No more sanchit karma. And what Virendra said, one very nice word. What he said? Khata khatam ho gaya. When I was taking the Sukh class, we were talking about karma. So Virendra, he said, हाँ karma का खाता खत्म हो गया. So sanchit karma, that whole karma balance of so many lifetimes, which has got some pap and some punya, both will get cleared out. Okay, karma balance becomes nil, zero. Then only prarabdha will be left. But prarabdha means what karmas I have brought with me in this lifetime. That also will not have any effect on me because I already know how to live my life in such a way that I do not incur any more karma or any more sin. And the biggest sin, third interpretation of this word sin, because we are trying to eradicate sin, is our spiritual ignorance. That is also a sin, our avidya. When a person has understood aham brahmasmi, then that sin also will get dispelled. So all sins go away with self-realization. Then when all sins get dispelled, one more thing gets dispelled, chinna dvaidha. Doubts will go away. All doubts will go away. See, however well-read you are, however learned you are, however erudite you are, if you have not had a direct experience of the self, there will always be a doubt, what is this self? What is moksha? What does it mean? Because there is no way to describe it. But once you have experienced it, then that doubt also gets finished. See, if you think, let's imagine that some person somewhere in the world has never seen or has never tasted salt, namak. Then you try to explain what is salt to them. Huh? What would you say? It's a mineral. It is made up of, I had to research this, sodium chloride. Huh? It is also written as NaCl. Huh? It is needed for your health. But if you have too much, you will get hypertension. You'll get some cardiac problem. Knowing all these things, he has never seen or tasted salt. Will he know it? He will not know. Impossible, because you have no direct experience of salt. You have no aparoksh anubhuti of salt. So that person will always be doubtful. Acha, aisa kuch hai? What does it look like? How does it taste? Even with all this bookish knowledge, you will not know what is Atma. You will not know what is salt. So that doubt will always remain there. Secondly, you will always be doubtful about what should I do. So here again that goal becomes very clear. If the goal is very clear, you will not have a doubt about whether I should take this path or that path. Even in spirituality, people have a doubt. Should I go for karma yoga? Should I go for bhakti yoga? Should I go for Gyan Yoga? Should I go for Hatha Yoga? Should I go for Raj Yoga? What should I do? What should I do? This sanshaya is there. This doubt is there. So once you have achieved that, you know all paths are the same. All will finally lead to a paroksh anubhuti if it is done in the prescribed manner. That's all. Then another kind of doubt comes for spiritual people. You know, it's really sad. That doubt is that they are confused what the spiritual journey is about. They are confused about what the goal is. Dabbling in spirituality is good. Upar se. That's good. I'll just come, I'll attend some satsang. Sunday afternoon passes also nicely. Sattvic pastime, some good entertainment. But you ask them to give up sansar. That is too confusing. It is too frightening because you don't have the right knowledge of what it means to have moksha. You are confused. You are still in sanshaya. And sanshaya, is like rust. Sanshaya is like rust. It erodes your antakaran. If you are confused about your spiritual journey, you need to clear that doubt completely. I will have to give up everything. I will have to give up my family. I will have to give up my house. I will have to give up my money. I will have to give up this. I will have to give up my favorite restaurant. I will have to give up going to the movies. I will have so many doubts are there. And that is why we say you get a spiritual paralysis. Spiritual paralysis. You do not know how to go ahead. Where I am happy with this much. In this lifetime, this much is good. Then you will stagnate. This is spiritual paralysis. This is called spiritual stagnation. Okay? So, But a person who has attained this, has overcome these confusions, has overcome these doubts, Chinna Dvedha. He has all his doubts, all his confusions, all his duvidhas have been dispelled. And that is why he can reach this state. Yatatmanaha. Very important. This is probably, I would say, the most important lakshan. What does it mean? It means a person who has attained self-realization has a disciplined mind and disciplined organs of perception and organs of action. 11 things have to be disciplined. 5 organs of perception, or you say organs of, what do you call them? Sense organs. 5 organs of action and your mind. These 11 things, if not disciplined, you will not move ahead at all. Because these are all bahirmukhi. All these things are taking you outwards into sansar. And where you have to find yourself is inside. And all the purification processes that we do in the Karma Yoga part, then the four qualifications required for Jnana Yoga, Vivek, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti and Mumukshutva. All these are necessary steps. You cannot directly go into meditation or directly have a paroksha anubhuti. It's not possible. You cannot have somebody in kindergarten writing a PhD thesis. So this is very, very important. And sama, dhamma is restraint of the senses, restraint of the mind. Titiksha, all this, whatever we've talked about earlier in 23, all these things are necessary. And don't forget, Bhagwan is taking us into the 6th Adhyaay now, soon, where he's going to talk about meditation. A person who has not disciplined his mind, a person who has not disciplined his sense organs, has not disciplined his organs of action, how can he sit in meditation? It's such a waste of time. It's useless. You will get some relaxation, but not the meditation which gives you a paroksh anubhuti out of the question. Out of the question. So, these are the things you need to overcome. These are your milestones. These are what the yogi has attained. This is what we need to attain. Okay. So, 8 lakshans are there. Anta sukha, antar aram, antar jyoti, brahma bhuta, shina kalmasha, chinna dvedha, yatatmana. How many? 7. When all these 7 have been practiced, mastered, then what will happen? Sarva bhuta hite rataha. A person who has mastered all this, what will he do in his life? Will he be some boring person sitting in one room and just meditating and just saying, oh, I am a yogi and I am so great and this. What will he be doing? He has nothing to look for. He has no desire. Hello? What kind of a person? Boring. No. Brahma Bhuta Hita. He is working day and night for the welfare of others. And if you find such a person, then you know that that person has attained it. Capital I. Such a person will never harm others. Such a person will never hurt others. Why? Because there is no other for him. Would you hurt yourself voluntarily? Ek tamacha mara. You not do that, right? Because you never hurt yourself. But everyone is himself only. Why would he hurt anyone? Why would he harm anyone? Such a person, now just the presence of such a person, just the presence will create harmony. Just the presence of such a person will create peace, will create what you call good vibes, peaceful vibes. Will he do social work? Maybe. No harm, but not necessary, because his work is of a higher grade. What would he do? He will spend his entire life, tan, man, dhan, vachan, to make others realize what he has realized. He will use his tan, man, dhan, vachan, body, mind, money, word. He wants others to elevate themselves out of dukh. Whatever knowledge he has, he will try to share it with others. And he will work probably harder than those who are doing any external sansaric work. But if you see him from outside, he will look like he's doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. He will look rajasic. But internally, he knows how to separate the body doing the work from the Atma being in Antar Aram. So externally in action, internally in rest. Antar Aram, in Antar Sukha. Externally doing Lok Seva, externally working for Lok Kalyan. Internally already in Kalyan. Internally already at rest. Such a person, Bhagavan calls in this shloka Rishi. Such a person is called Rishi, a seer. In normal parlance, when we say seer, we normally refer to someone who can see your Janam Patri and say, you have got this, that problem in your life and you will get this and that and marry a girl who is very pretty and whatever. But this Rishi is a seer because he sees Brahma in himself and in everyone. And if you'll stay with me for another few minutes, I will do the concluding shloka of Karma Yoga, because from next time then we will start with the introduction of meditation. So let's do Shlok 26. I'll not take too long, okay? Kama Krodha Viyuktanam Yatinam Yadachetasam Abhito Brahma Nirvanam Vartate Viditatmanam. To those wise men who are free from lust and anger, who have subdued their mind and have realized God, Brahma, the abode of eternal peace, is present all around. You can see this is a concluding shloka because just repeating, recapping all what we have done so far. Let's finish it. Yatinam, to those wise men. Kam, Krodha, Viyuktanam, who are free from lust and anger. Yata Chetasam, who have subdued their mind and organs of action and perception. It's nothing new, it's just a recap of the earlier shlokas. Vididatmanam, who have realized Brahma, Vartate, there is Brahma Nirvanam, liberation, Abhito, alive and dead. When they are alive or even after death. So since this is now the last shloka of all the purification process, let us just go through it. We are on karma bhumi. Therefore, action is compulsory for us at any given time. There can never be a moment when we are not doing any action. Even when we are sleeping, it is considered an action of sleeping. Action is compulsory, but every action incurs karma, predetermined. You can bargain. I did it very little time, so I should get little. Every action is compulsory, every action has a predetermined karma. But we have been born to finish our karma. And we are born in a place where we have to do action. And action is getting us karma. So therefore, it's not a helpless and hopeless situation. Bhagavad Gita is telling us the way to do the action without getting any karma for it. So first and foremost, if you want to do any action which is not going to give me karma, the first thing you need to have is vivek. Vivek. What is vivek? The discernment to know what is right and what is wrong, what is dharma and what is adharma, what is prescribed action and which is prohibited action. So first thing you require is vivek. Which action should be done and which action should not be done. So that is what to do. So you will know what to do. Then according to your varna and your ashram, you should do your swadharma. It may be, something may be not prohibited, but it is, if it is not your dharma, according to varna and ashram, it is not for you. Like Arjun on the battlefield, he got cold feet. He got a panic attack. He said, I am not going to fight this war. And he collapsed at the bottom of his ratha, or bottom of his chariot. And he gave, I don't know how many shlokas of Dhyaan of how battle is violent and therefore it is adharma to do. He is right. He is right. If this was for some grihastha, it's right if it was advice for somebody in vanaprastha. But this guy is a kshatriya. His dharma is to fight. His dharma is to uphold dharma and get rid of adharma. So you can have vivek and say no, violence is not correct, you should have adharma. But if you are a kshatriya, so you have to see also what is correct to be done according to your varna and according to your ashram. Then you have chosen what to do, you have seen it is your swadharma, it is meeting the requirements of your ashram and of your varna. Then how to do? What to do, then how to do. How to do means what? What is the technique of doing? If you don't want to get karma, even if you are doing the correct action, even if it is in your varna, even if it is in your dharma, if you are not doing it correctly, then you will get karma. Good also and bad also. Neither I want good nor I want bad. I don't want to collect punyas. By collecting punya, what will happen? I will go to Swarga, I'll earn some brownie points there. I will live in a lavish mansion, drive a, what is that car? Sunil? Lamborghini. And then Sanjay will provide some nice beverages. But after all that, I will be kicked out of Swarga. When my brownie points finish, I will be kicked out of Swarga. I will have to come back here on this karma bhumi. So I don't want any more punya karmas. And I certainly don't want any pap karma, because I don't even know the description of those lokas. What I want is no karma. I don't want to make any more karma. Therefore, I must know the technique of doing action, which is called karma yoga. First point. Tell me. No karta bhav means when I do the action, there should no I should come in it, no ownership of the action. I have done nahi, not like that. Second,
No bhokta bhav.
no bhokta bhav. I should not have any expectation of the result. Whatever result comes, I accept it as prasad. 3.
Do it 100%.
Do it 100%, no shortcuts. Do it to the best of your ability, not to the best of somebody else's ability. Right? And fourth,
Offer everything to God.
offer everything to God and don't refrain from doing any action. If you do all your actions with this bhava, with this technique, you will not incur any more karma. Okay? If you are successful in doing all your actions, in or with all these conditions, what will you achieve? What will you gain? What is the benefit? Purification, absolutely. Purification of antakaran. It's the spring cleaning of your mind. Your mind will become clean. Your intellect will become crystal clear. And in that, you will start using your vivek properly. You'll be able to see clearly what is sat, asat and mithya. Once you see what is sat, asat and mithya through vivek, you will develop vairagya. Vairagya means renouncing. What will you renounce? What is mithya? You will renounce what is asat. Why would you hold on to something which is not the truth? What is illusion, you will drop. What is false, you will drop. You will only stay on the path of sat. And that's automatic. Once vivek is there, vairagya comes automatic. So those who are unable to develop vairagya for certain things, like you're unable to develop vairagya for sweets, you're unable to develop vairagya for coffee or tea or drug or cigarette or whatever it may be, you're unable to develop that vairagya. That means you have not used your vivek in that particular area of your life. If you see that this, whatever this vishay is taking me towards bondage, then you have not yet developed that ability to see the bondage in that vishay. And that also means that your goal is not pakka. So just have to go backwards like that. The goal is not pakka yet. The value, the worth, the value of dropping that vishay is not so strong for you yet. You understand what I'm saying? Is it clear? the value of the Vishay is more for you than the value of dropping that Vishay. So that needs little bit of introspection. Okay? So once all this is done, you will reach the state of karma sannyas. Karma sannyas is dropping, renouncing the karma that is not taking me to my goal. Once that happens, then you'll be ready for Jnana Yoga. Then you'll be ready for Jnana Yoga. That means Shravan, Manan, Nidhyasa. And then Aparoksha Anubhuti is yours. What else? So to recap, Bhagavan says, look, all this you can have, but Kama, Krodha, Vyuktanam, you have to free yourself from Kam and Krodh. You want all this? Okay, yours, it's yours. But these are the things you have to be very careful about. First, give up Kam and Krodh. Then, give up indiscipline of mind and organs. This is the biggest one. Biggest one. Okay, you have to be able to control your mind and your organs from rushing into samsara. Then, Viditatmanam, you will realize Brahma. If you realize Brahma, eternal bliss is there. You are above the sukh, you are above the dukh. And he says, don't worry, you don't have to wait forever for it. You don't have to wait for death. Abhito. Abhito means right now you will have it. In your lifetime, you will experience that eternal bliss. Afterwards, so anyway, you will experience it. So that's it, you know. I mean, what more can he tell you? What more can Bhagavan tell you? If you want it, it's yours. Nobody can stop it. Nobody can come in the way. You only come in your own way. Nobody comes in the way of getting anything. And it is not a question of time. It is not a question of time. It's a question of intent. You can have it right now. Your nishtha is not there. You are still in sanshay. Do I really want it? Is it really important for me? Am I ready? It's that same story. I want moksha right now. Okay, open this door, knock on the door, open it, you will get moksha. You know that? I told you all this story, right? This guy goes on asking the Guru, I want moksha, give me kripa, right now I want it. So many years he followed him, said, you come back later, you are not ready. And finally said, you have to give it to me right now, I want it right now, kripa. Knock on the door, turn the handle, go in, you'll have moksha. That's all I have to do. That's all you have to do. Just as he was going to the door, he said, but remember, once you go into that door, you can't come back into sansar. You have to give up everything. Yeah, that can. I want moksha, that's it. I've been waiting so long. He goes, puts his hand on the handle, almost ready to turn the handle. Achha, it's so easy to get moksha. I can get it any time. I'll come back later. Let me enjoy a little bit more of sansar. Let me enjoy my sukhs of sansar. I can always come back and open this handle. And that is where you are. That is where you are. Turn the handle. Turn the handle. Okay. Any questions? You know your sadhana already. I already told you. Any questions? Anyone? Cool. They're not daring to ask any question. I might say something more. Huh?
You said no job and sadhanas.
Required to remember Aham Brahmasmi.
Only to remember. But otherwise still any sadhana is necessary.
Actually, yeah, till then. What I meant is, I don't have to remember, I am a mother, I am a mother, I am a mother, I am a man, I am a man. Anything else? Cool. Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Jai Gurudev. God bless everyone.